Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista here on YouTube, and today is Thursday, June 9th. I am off work today, thank God, because yesterday was 8 kinds of hideousness. It was a rough day. We hadn't had a day like that in a long time. And I worked till 7:30. Yeah. But I did do some stitching last night on my restart of Primrose Cottage Stitches Be Happy. And let me get my little... I did the word be. So that's the middle section. This one is going to say be humble, and then the other two. So yeah, it's cute, right? It's going to look really cute, I think. So very pleased with that. I love that washi tape. Oh my God, I can't say enough about that. I didn't do any coloring yesterday, but the next one I'm going to start is the Tin Girl. This is like a play on the Wizard of Oz, so the Tin Man. Yeah, this one's really cute. And I pulled up the original artwork because I like to get my color inspiration from that. So stay tuned for that. I might start coloring that today. And I had a question. Someone wanted me to show my wedding rings. So I'm going to take them off because it's in a couple pieces. So the wedding band is this. And him and I actually went and we picked this out together. We got it at a pawn shop. And I absolutely love it. So I wear that first. And then the actual wedding set. This is diamonds, and then this fits in here. So this is diamonds, and then I know I've told the story about the big diamond. So originally, and there's a hair caught in it because good God, it catches everything. Originally, this was much smaller. This diamond, Bill's grandmother, his mom's mom, had this really large, like it was a big thick gold band, and it had this diamond in it. And he wanted to surprise me. This was not last Christmas, the Christmas before, so 2020. He wanted to surprise me and get this put into this ring. But how do you do that, right? How do you do that without telling me? Because they would need my rings. He could have said, hey, I'm going to take your rings in to be cleaned. He could have said that, I guess. But he told me, and I was like, oh my God, can that really be done? So we went up to the jeweler, had it done. And we've insured it because I would just die. But it is the best piece of jewelry I've ever had and probably ever will have. I mean, it's supremely gorgeous, right? So the same person who asked about the rings also asked how Bill proposed. I don't know if I've ever told that story on this channel. So we got married in 2013. Yes, this September will be 9 years we'll be married. So in July of 2012, he proposed. We had been talking about marriage because he had been married twice. I had been married once. He swore he was never getting married again. I was all right with it. I really was. I was just, yeah. So you don't need to be married to be happy with someone, right? Anyway, we had been talking about wanting to go on a hot air balloon ride because there was a place, I want to say about 40 minutes or so from our house, where you can take a hot air balloon ride. We had seen it on a TV show and just was like, oh my God, that would be so awesome. So he surprised me. He said, okay, I have a surprise for you. I need you to get off of work at 4 o'clock this one day. And I thought we were going to a restaurant that we had been wanting to try with a bunch of his coworkers. That's what he told me anyway. And so we passed the restaurant and I'm like, weren't we going there? He's like, no, psych, like, no. And when he told me, I was like, oh my God. So I had no idea he was going to propose. That, I mean, this was on a Thursday. It wasn't like we were on this special trip or anything. You know what I mean? So it was only us two and the guy that ran the hot air balloon. And Bill proposed in the middle of the ride. And it was just so awesome. We have a certificate from it. I wish we would have taken a picture of ourselves. Like, I wish we would have taken more pictures along the way, but we didn't. But we have a certificate about the hot air balloon ride, like the exact day and everything. And yeah, it was like the rest of the night. We didn't get home, I want to say, until like 9 o'clock. Now, when we took the hot air balloon ride, you know, they give you precautions on like what to do if something happens, right? Because, I mean, it's a ball of fire. Like, you know what I mean? Like, things can happen. So I was most afraid about landing, because he said when the basket sets down, sometimes people can tumble out of it. He said, don't like brace yourself like you're getting into a car accident. He said, because you might break something. He was like, you have to like just tuck and roll kind of. So I was like on edge, but the basket could not, it just came down very gently and we didn't fall out of it. And yeah, but he likes to prepare people, because I'm guessing that has happened. I want to say it was Delmarva hot air balloons, something like that. We left a review because the guy he's a one-man show. Really awesome though. So if you ever have the chance to take a hot air balloon ride, I don't know how much this cost, Bill, but it was awesome. So yeah, so 9 years this September. And then we are taking a cruise next May, and I've talked about that, to celebrate Bill's 50th, but it's also going to be our 10th wedding anniversary. So we were wanting to go back to where we got married. We got married in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and we had even considered moving there, like when we went there to get married, because it reminded me of Mayberry, like in the Andy Griffith Show. One McDonald's, they boycotted Walmart, one grocery store in the whole town, that kind of thing. So everybody knew that we were not from there. And we stayed in a tree house. Yes, indeedy. We stayed in a tree house, and it was just such an amazing, it was probably my most favorite trip that we've ever taken. And it was hot AF, but a really good time, met a lot of really good people. We want to go back. So I don't know if we're going to, because May and then September, I mean, we could. I don't know what we're going to do. But we're definitely taking, I mean, that cruise, hell, that was so cheap. So yeah, that is the story of our engagement. And yeah, good times. Okay, so I'm getting my hair done on Saturday. Now, if you have been on this channel since I have started, I have had my hair many different colors, many different cuts. As I get older, I find my hair is changing. I'm very thankful to have hair, considering when I went through cancer treatment, I lost it all and didn't know how it was going to come back, if ever. It came back fantastic. You know, it's great. I am getting more blonde. I'm actually going to get, not a white blonde, but it's going to be blonde with like brown roots, because brown is my natural color. And I spent like an hour today looking for a cut. I want a different kind of cut. I actually want more layers in my hair. So I spent a lot of time looking. I found some shorter ones, but I'm afraid to go really short, because I feel like right now, even though I'm taking strides to get healthier, I feel like my face is very round and wide. So I don't know if a short haircut would make me look rounder and wider. Do you know what I mean? But I found this, and I sent this to my stylist, and I texted her, because I confirmed the appointment today, and I texted her and I said, I just want to thank you for your patience with me as I find my ideal cut and color. And I texted her this picture. I said, in addition to the color, I really want to, why did that do that? I really want to see if I can get this cut. I really like that. That would definitely, it's definitely shorter, and it would definitely, I mean, my hair is just about that length anyway. I really like the different layers in it. Now, I'm going to show you some of the other ones I looked at, and I just, not that I do my hair for Bill, but I think Bill would hate it if I got short hair. However, some of these, like wedges and all these layers, that's what I love it. I absolutely love it. I thought I clicked on it. I was looking at this one. It popped right up when I, look at that. I love those kind of haircuts because you could put a couple curls in it, put some hairspray, you're done. And it looks good, right? I saved a bunch to my, I saved a bunch to my hairpins. I'd saved that one. See, I had saved a couple of these because my hair probably blonde is going to be somewhat like that. But I liked this one too. Yeah, I think I just need more layers in my hair. But yeah, some of the haircut, like I said, I spent an hour on here today looking at different haircuts. Absolutely just love. I'm trying to find ones to show you. Like, I like the asymmetrical ones. Like, I like that. They're so cute and really, really pretty. But like I said, going really short, I don't know. Like this one, like a stacked bob. I think Bill would die if I got my hair cut that short. I've had my hair, my aunt that passed away a couple years ago, she was a hairdresser. So as a kid, I had all kinds of color cut perms because she would do it for free. I had a lot of different hairstyles in my day. But I want to get a style that is not too hard to take care of, but looks good, you know? So we'll see. But yeah, Saturday. And because she's going to have to like bleach the red out of my hair, my appointment, and it's going to cost me, I already told Bill, it's going to cost me a pretty penny. My appointment is from 12 to 5:40. Good night. I am going to be there for a hot minute. The very first time I went there, if you remember, my hair was very dark. I was there for 5 hours too. I was there from like 10 until 3 because she had to bleach it, tone it, put the color. I mean, it is a process. It's a process. But I'm hoping with the lighter blonde that I'm going to like it. And then that's going to be what I'm going to stay at. Because I got to figure something out here, right? Okay. So let's read a small miracle story. Oh, I am reading that book, A Gracious Neighbor by Chris Kander. I like it. I'm waiting for something to happen. It's like a slow burn right now, but it's good. I like it. And it was free. Didn't pay for it. Okay. The dinette set was in a sorry state of disrepair. Pressed into service as props for such childhood games as musical chairs and Fort Apache, it was badly battered, a mere shadow of the gleaming chrome set that had once graced our kitchen. Stuffing was spilling out of the seat cushions. It had become a real eyesore, and I felt embarrassed each time a visitor entered my home. In February 1996, I came into a little money and decided to splurge on a new dinette set. I scouted the neighborhood stores that had been recommended by savvy friends and finally found a set that made my heart sing. I fell in love with its smooth, sleek, contemporary look, the clean, sharp angles of its matching chairs, and its black and white Formica finish. For me, buying a dinette set was a virtual event, and I felt thrilled that I had encountered one that I liked so much. I was, however, less than thrilled to learn its price tag. $680, more than the budget I had allotted in my head. You have great taste, the store owner congratulated me. You've chosen one of the most popular models we sell. I sighed. Story of my life. Champagne taste on a beer budget. I really didn't want to spend that much money, but this set really tempted me. I stood undecided in the store until finally the practical side of me took charge. And I regretfully told the store owner, sorry, but I just can't spend that much. Thanks again. As I departed the store, I threw one final yearning look at the dinette set of my dreams. The next week, I called a friend renowned for extraordinary bargain hunting abilities, and she gave me a list of dinette outlets in the neighborhood that sold cheaper models. Armed with the list, I left my home to make the rounds once again. The day dawned gray and overcast, the kind of day that invariably makes your spirits sag and diminishes your enthusiasm, even for bargain hunting. Nonetheless, I was determined to follow my agenda, so I drove to the first outlet store on my list. Somehow, my friend had made a mistake. All the sets there were priced well over $1,000, and mumbling embarrassed thanks to the store owner, I beat a hasty retreat. By this time, it was raining hard, and I ran to my car parked a block away. It was then that I saw her, an elderly woman shuffling slowly in the torrential downpour, clad only in a thin cotton dress and sneakers with no umbrella, raincoat, or rain hat to protect her from the slashing rain. Oh, God. She looked pale, wan, and vulnerable. She also looked vaguely familiar, and I broke off my wild dash to the car to approach her. As I advanced closer, I made the connection. She was an impoverished woman whom a charitable organization sent every year to the dress shop I owned for donations of clothing. I had an agreement with this organization whereby I gave, through their referral, free clothing to the neighborhood's poor. She came regularly once a year to be outfitted, but I had never seen her outside the store before. "Linda," I asked in concern, "why are you out on a morning like this?" She began to sob. "Let me drive you to your destination," I said, propelling her to my car. "What's the matter?" I asked inside the car as she began to wail in an almost unearthly manner. She poured out her tale of woe, and I felt stricken by her story. She had a daughter who was disabled and married to a disabled man. Unexpectedly, they had been able to carve out a happy life for themselves and had 2 normal children. Unfortunately, however, due to their disabilities, they were unable to make a living to sustain their modest lifestyle. Here and there, they got odd jobs occasionally and some minimal government assistance, but not enough to live on. The husband's parents were dead, and Linda herself was on welfare. Unable to pay the rent, her daughter had received an eviction notice, and her daughter's landlord had warned her that if he didn't receive the overdue amount by today, she and her family would be ejected from the premises with nowhere to go. I had $300 in my wallet. As Linda cried pitifully in my car, I pulled out a $100 bill and handed it to her. She stared at the bill in astonishment, kissed me, thanked me effusively, but continued to cry. I paused for a moment, then pulled out a second $100 bill and handed it to her. She acknowledged her fervent gratitude a second time, but her tears still flowed unabated. I hesitated the third time, but thought, oh, what the heck, what's a dinette set compared to the eviction of a family? And handed her the final $100 bill. Then I drove her to the office of the charitable organization from which she hoped to solicit further help and kissed her goodbye. As I drove away, I was in a positive frame of mind, confident that I had done the right thing. I was proud that I had made the sacrifice, but as I neared my destination, the second dinette outlet store on my list, I began to waver, assaulted by conflicting emotions. Maybe I was a fool, a patsy, an easy touch. Maybe I should have just given her $100. Maybe the charitable organization, funded by individuals certainly wealthier than I, could have undertaken the full cost of the rent, and my sacrifice had been needless. By the time I reached the dinette store, I was no longer sure that my $300 donation had been necessary or even justified. But as soon as I entered the dinette store, my anxiety about the money dissipated, as my attention was drawn to the dinette set of my dreams, the exact same set I had fallen in love with the week before, standing in the center of the showroom. "Excuse me," I excitedly asked the salesman who approached me, "how much is that set over there, the white one with the black formica trim?" "Oh, that one," he said. "You sure have great taste. It's beautiful, isn't it?" "So how much is it?" I asked with mounting excitement. "Well," he said slowly, "it really is an expensive set, but you know, it's going to be discontinued soon, so I don't mind giving you the floor sample. It's ordinarily much more money, but I'll give it to you for $380. exactly $300 less than the original set I had seen the week before. For a fraction of a second, I closed my eyes to thank God for his blessing on my charity and also for the dinette set. And that story was by Yitta Halberstam Mandelbaum. So the comment is, to the extent that we give to others, the universe responds in kind. So, you know, she gave that woman $300. She only had $600. The original dinette set, if you remember, was $680. So she gave the woman $300. She only had $380, and then that set was $380. I'm telling you, the universe is an amazing and wonderful thing. I fully believe that it responds with what you need, right? That was a good story. I was thinking that somebody was going to give her the set. I was trying to think ahead for the story. All right. So how are we going to continue to unfuck ourselves in 2022? Oh, I wanted to say really quickly, thank you to everyone who messaged me about the junk journal and wanting to repair it for me. I'm okay. I'm okay with it. I don't want to fix it. I think it would just have been a huge undertaking, and the pages, I mean, were just ripped down the side. So not a big deal. Like I said, it was a huge learning lesson. I'm not upset about it. I loved the artwork that I created. It's taught me going forward about doing things in other junk journals. A much needed lesson. So not upset in the least at all, but thank you to everyone who messaged me about it. Okay. Excellent tear. I've gotten really good at the tears. Okay, here's a good one. Your truth and the truth are not the same. You know, there's an old adage that says there's 3 sides to every story: your side, my side, and the truth. Because we all see a situation filtered through our own perspective. So, yeah, that's going now. Your truth and the truth are not the same. So I hope you guys are all having a great Thursday. I will not be sad for the week to be ending. Who doesn't like Friday, right? Next Friday is my stepdaughter's birthday, so we are going to dinner. And then Sunday is Father's Day, so I'm going to breakfast with my dad. Going to be a busy weekend next weekend. So, as always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and spending about 23 minutes of your time with me today, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.